shodo-x.
Hey guys, welcome to the 47th episode of the Soda Pop Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Don't you think they're milking Shodo-Os?
Oh no! My Shodo-Os!
Oh,
They put milk in my Shodo-Os!
And I will happily drink my milk.
I will too. Guys! Happy birthday! To not us this week. Yeah, again. Yeah, we got some great news, but it's only one bit of news. It's got some thickness to it. There's some stuff in it that we do want to chat about, and then after that, after we talk about the news, we're gonna dive right into our topic about scale and certain vehicles and stuff that we could use with our Soto figures. So, without further ado, let's just jump into the news, and it's friggin' crazy. Check it out, guys. We have absolutely no 01 news. Which is fine. I mean, I understand people are wanting some 01 stuff, but, you know, Soto does what it does. We got something real great, though. We got the reveal of Birth and Proto-Birth, and these guys look great.
Yeah, it's part of I had to actually kind of double check because I could have sworn they didn't say anything. They said this is the second premium Bandai set called the Birth Unit.
Yes. Notably for Kamen Rider Bath.
It's a shame he didn't have a finisher called the Birth Bomb.
I mean, that also just doesn't sound good at all.
None of the names sound good when you put Birth in front of them.
That's true. Yeah, and then also the just breast cannon.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So yeah,
Blue Buster.
These guys. So yeah, these guys look absolutely fantastic, and they wanted to talk about like right off the top, they're not using PVC for this guy. They're actually using a different kind of plastic that they haven't used before. It's called MABS, and I looked it up. It's like you know, same as ABS except clear, which, I mean, you know, you don't think too much of, but when you look at the figure itself, it looks like it has molded detail within that clear plastic, so I am interested to see what that looks like in hand. They really wanted to recreate that Gashapon style look in all the capsules on him. And so far, from these pre-production images, it is a little hard to tell that they are clear, so these might be sort of painted samples. Yeah, that if I'm honest, that's really what I'm seeing. So I do wonder how it's gonna look come, you know, when it arrives. Also, they painted this thing as much as they could. That's what they said, and like there's minimal sticker detail on this guy. I can only catch like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stickers on the regular Birth.
As soon as they said we tried to add as much paint as possible, I just thought, oh, so the sticker sheet's going to just have Birth Prototype, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Birth Prototype, some of the red detailing is painted in, so I'm pretty pleased with this.
Oh, did they specify that?
I mean, I can just... this is just my eyes looking at it. It just looks like the red ring around the central Gashapon thing.
On the chest, I was going to say, that seems like it would be a very difficult sticker to work with.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. It's a flatter surface. These are fine. I'm fine with these stickers, especially since they're like recessed, so that there's less of a chance of you accidentally dinging underneath them.
True.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Bath and Bath Prototype. So yeah, also, all the weapons, they are able to mount on to this guy. You've got your drill arm, your crane arm plus drill arm, shovel arm, caterpillar leg, cutter wing, breast cannon. Yeah. So everything else sounds cool. Why suddenly breast cannon?
Caterpillar leg sounds cool to me.
It sounds cooler than breast cannon. Then again, cannon on its own, that's doing a lot of work. So yeah, the thing is here, they wanted to note that like the mounting points on over the capsules, like normally you'd have to swap out the capsules and then plug your item in, but they went back to the drawing board and redid the entire like mounting system, and they were able to reproduce this without having like holes in the body or the armor. This is all like you don't need any like there won't be any disparate pieces. There won't be anything like left over. You can just mount it. It is a little hard with the translations to sort of tell if there's anything else to it other than like maybe these things are like really sturdily clasping onto these to the capsules, but I am interested to see how these will look in hand. Because, the mounting point thing is very interesting to me. Like, I do kind of want to know how this all works. But yeah, that's really neat. I'm glad, like, they don't slouch on this stuff. They went back and redeveloped an entire peg system, like, just for this. So, mad props to the guys over at the Shodo team. Yeah, and also, obviously, you can recreate Birthday, and on top of that, they have, like, the energized-looking eyes. That's a variant, I guess, headpiece. You can take that front part off of the face and then replace that. It's not a completely different head. It's just a separate piece. And then also, as it should, the claw scorpion all attaches together and it looks great and I love it. And then they give you a sort of loadout of everything you get. You get one of each gun for both of these figures, so you get it in the regular mode and you get it in the sort of cannon like Gatling gun mode. And then you have these hands that have coins in them. I think it says 100 million yen hands. And on the site, it only shows one version of each of or like one set of each of the hands, but I think they say something about doubling that up, so that each of them say times nice. 2 next to it. So you're all good to go. This is absolutely wonderful. And then on top of that, the icing on the cake, the milk on the Shodo-Os, is that we get the milk can. The milk, I guess it is just a can.
I like the name they gave it. They just called it Ano can, or that can.
Yeah.
Or that metal can, and then in parentheses, milk can.
Yeah, I'm so happy. This was like the one thing that I was like, they could do it. They don't have to. I'm sure I could work something out if they don't, but they did it, and now I don't have to work anything out. This looks fantastic. And on top of that, it comes with a manual for the bath operation manual. So if you don't know how to take a bath, this book will teach you. It's tiny, it's small, it's got fine print, and it's in Japanese. But, like I said, if you don't know how to take a bath, that's what you can do.
Like, you maybe are used to showers.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair. You've been showering since you were born, perhaps. This looks so good.
They're just not giving you a chance to flex that you have a 3D printer.
That's fine. Honestly, that's fine. And it looks like they're flexing that they have a 3D printer, because this does look like either a very rough version of the mold that we technically have seen, like a rough molded item before, or this is 3D printed. I don't know which this is, like a 3D printed mock-up, but it does have like sort of print line streaks that it does make me wonder, does make me think this might be 3D printed. But I don't know, just speculation. I don't have any inside information. Other than the information of the inside of this milk can, because it's got metals in it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's dope. I love this thing so much. Yeah, so these are slated to come out March 2nd in Japan. I think at 1 o'clock in Japan that day. 1 p.m. So, get your middleman
they're not
services
set
ready.
to come out. They're
not
set to
yeah,
come out.
Pre-order.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 5,800 yen. So, yeah, get your money ready. Get your wallets ready. That's happening soon. You'll be able to buy it, but
give all your money to Date.
Yeah, put your medals in the can, if you would. But yeah, like sadly that's it for the news. I don't know. Oh, you know what? There is technically more that happened with YU-DO recently that was discovered.
Yes. So speaking of everyone getting their weapon.
Yeah. I was looking on AmiAmi because I was like, did I pre-order those yet? I'm pretty sure I did. But now I'm getting paranoid, so I'm going to go check. I checked. I didn't pre-order them, so I quickly did that. Because you know what? Part of me was waiting for that set that Toku Lectables had up, where it was the set of 6, but I know they had it for like the price of an actual full set of 12. So I was like, I'm not going to get it from there, but I'm going to wait and see. I waited, wasn't there. Anyway, I picked it up, but I looked at the listing, and on there, it had a picture of the accessory set, and it included one of each weapon that's necessary for everyone to have what they get. That was the worst way to say that. All I'm saying is that there are 2 regular guns, 3 regular swords, and 1 gun that combines with a sword. So, in the show, Red has the sword and the gun that combines with it. 2 of them have swords, 2 of them have guns. You have enough for everyone. You don't need to worry. You just need 1 accessory set, and you will be good to go.
Nice. That I was actually genuinely thinking that seems like a missight. Is that a word? No.
A bit of an oversight.
That's what I meant to say. Yes, because I was thinking, they must be thinking that you might want to have the Red Ranger just pulling off a pose with the swappable hands or something.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, like, I think Blade Ray. I was talking to someone in the Discord, and let me see. Oh, Peacemaker 2448 was chatting with me about it, and he said the Bandai's page updated with that image as well. So I guess they must have recognized that people were getting confused at what the true contents was going to be. And like, if AmiAmi had it, that would have been like, oh, okay, they have it. So it lends more credence to maybe they, this will be the actual true what all they have in there. But when he said that Bandai's site updated with it, then that means this probably is indicative of what we're getting. I don't know why they would have shown off the incomplete stuff beforehand, but
I think it might have just been a small error, because I remember during build there was some full bottle listing on their site that actually like gave the wrong set of one of the bottles was like the wrong image. So it's like, okay, this site is capable of making mistakes too.
That's fair. So I am glad that sort of got rectified. Like I'm more like I coming out of the Kiramager YU-DO news, I was like, man, I really like this, but the potential headache of me having to track down probably three total of the accessory sets and only really using like a handful of the items in the second and third ones that I'd buy.
And
it would have been
ending with 2 hands full of hands.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it would have been such a big ask, and that was like in the back of my mind the whole time. But now it's like, oh, smooth sailing. Like, I don't need to deal with any sort of like Mandarake hunting or any of that. Like, I can just get my items, no stress. This is perfect. Yeah, I can't wait for this sort of complete experience. And like I said, this does come out in April. So be aware. There's a lot of stuff suddenly that just got pushed to April. I think there's like a shodo, and YU-DO set coming out that month. I was looking at everything I had in my Ami thing, and they separate it by month, and they separate our shipments by month, or you can do that yourself. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're loading up a lot in April. Let me just check though. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, April is gonna have shodo-x, Soto AI06, Soto Chronicle, and Kiramager YU-DO stuff. So far in my cart, that is 15,570 yen. That's a lot. And then I took a look at May, June, July. Those all look pretty reasonable right now. So it's just April that has just about everything we talk about. One of each like thing we talk about comes out in April, and that's very startling. So yeah. Anyway, Malunis, did we miss any news potentially? Anything like pressing before we hop into
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't think anything too major from Toy Fair happened after the last recording we did.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's talk about filling some holes in our collection. And for me, one of the, I guess, in my mind, when I was weighing if I would be buying into RKF or not, I was weighing it against what Soto was doing, because if one's doing something the other isn't, then I'd obviously need to try to collect both. But the thing is, they started doing double. Both of them started doing double. The fact that they got to the same characters, like the secondary characters, really grabbed me with Soto. But the only thing that RKF had going on Soto was they had a bike. And Soto just doesn't do bikes for a Chronicle series, which is a little sad. And I needed a fix. I heard whispers that the Revulgari one was compatible, and I wasn't 100% sure. And obviously, if you saw my unboxing, you know the story. I was getting an extra Bill Gates armor body because I saw that on Mandarake for a good price, and then to fill the order, I saw, hey, Revulgari, 2,000 yen, not a bad price. Threw it in, blew up my shipping, but it got here, and it is the best thing ever.
Oh, nice.
It's one of those items where, like, you think it might go great in your collection, but you're not 100% sure. And you're, like, passively interested in it. You get it, and, like, it fits perfectly with what you own so far, and, like, it's just such a good toy. I don't want to turn this into a review of the item, but the fact that it is a DX toy and it does all those like DX functions, you have fully working wheels, you have an entire like clicky here, just listen to this. Ooh. Like the joints in here Those were so loud that it set off my
Your clapper?
My clapper. It set off my clapper. It's so loud. There it is. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my Darth Vader clapper that I got for Christmas.
Yeah, with motorcycles, it's like, I think I've said this before, I'm never quite sure how the scale should look. So it's like, okay, I can see how a motorcycle for a 5-inch figure would still look pretty alright with a 4-inch figure.
Mm-hmm. This isn't even made for a 5-inch figure, though. That's the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, like, it comes with its own little figure. And like...
Wait. We're talking about the RKF one?
Oh, no, we're not.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, the Revulgari is, you know, not 5-inch. Were you talking about the 5-inch one? Because that's not the one I got.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, because this came out during Double. This is part of Double's DX line. Yeah.
So you think maybe the reason that they made it smaller is just because, there's a lot of like swappable parts on this. Maybe we need to downscale it just for the budget.
Honestly, I think so, and it worked out perfectly. However many years later, 20 years later.
Nice.
Yeah,
I don't think it's been 20 years.
It's an astonishing amount of synergy. Like the figure that they pack in, he's like stuck in a motorcycle riding pose. But, like, comparing it to my existing Shodo figures, it's perfectly in scale. Like, there's no scale mush. It is exactly right. The only downside is that you can't move Double's neck up to properly ride the motorcycle, but what you can do, and what I have tried, is that you can take the head apart, turn the neck around, because it does peg on at the top of the neck in an angled way, and then peg it back in backwards, and he's looking up. The chin doesn't quite click together perfectly, and I'm trying to figure out what sort of clearance issues are causing that, so I can just sort of shave down that plastic and just have a neck to display it with. But yeah, this is perfect. This is one of the best items I own now. This is one of my favorite things.
Nice.
And it's all because of a conversation I had with some of you guys on the Discord that one day when we were talking about what sort of fits with Double and his bike. And we were talking about the old Candy Toy ones, and those were puny. So yeah, the fact that this works so well was beyond astonishing. It's just a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite toys that I own now. Yeah.
When it comes to the Candy Toy vehicles, I'm not a huge expert on them, but I did learn just from our Discord. Someone shared, I think they were looking at Mandarake. They were just sharing a bundle of Drive Candy Toys, and they were wondering if this Try-to-Own would be good in a Shodo scale, and I just immediately just wanted to chime in because I didn't want to waste their money, because I was going to say, I don't think they changed the size of the boxes for Candy Toys, so that's going to be the size of a Shodo figure, probably.
Yeah, or either that, or I have seen them slightly bigger, like the what is it? The Anima Gear stuff, the guys that look like the Metabots. These Candy Toy boxes are huge. They're easily twice the depth of a Shodo box, and 1.5 times the length, but the same height. So there is a precedent set. Oh, and same with some of the older ones. There are and have been bigger boxes. The Try-to-Own, and this will lead into the other purchase I had in that box. The Try-to-Own box, let's see. I'd say it was the depth of 2 Shodo boxes and 1.25 times the length and the same height. So there is a precedent set for larger boxes, but the thing is, the Try-to-Own I got took 3 boxes to make, The candy toy Trideron I got took 3 boxes to make, and this is not at all in scale with Shodo.
It is probably something that you would get to enjoy the gimmick of the form changes on a smaller scale.
Yeah, and like that, I was hoping that this would be my candy toy solution for Trideron. So I'm always looking for solutions for these figures because I want to enhance my play experience with these.
Yeah.
And this Trideron, if you're looking at it, it's the 3-piece Trideron set. Doesn't fit. Doesn't work. Don't waste your money. Unless, you just really like Trideron. I know Josh really likes this. Who isn't here because he's filming stuff. Rip Josh. But he did say, oh, wow, that looks great. I kind of want that. I was like, oh, wow, you can have it. Because it doesn't fit with it really doesn't fit with anything that I own, honestly. You know what? Maybe
you could. I don't have any pictures. I don't have any pictures for reference. But I was gonna say you could probably put it next to a chibi figure, and that might work well enough.
Huh.
I don't know if that's something in your collection.
There. You know what? I'm looking now. I got this old there was this old Gashapon line for Double who had Kamen Rider Double figures that you could swap in, each half. And they had a hard-boileder. And that's fitting in scale. It's mini. It's fitting in that scale. I do think it's like Microman scale, or like the Microman I have, so like maybe 3-inch scale, possibly. You can't fit anyone in here, though, is the problem. Like, there's no way... Like, they molded in a hinge for no reason, because you don't... It's a fake hinge. It shouldn't exist. I don't know why it's here, but, like, you can't put anyone in it, which is the most disappointing. Like, they could have just honestly not even have a hinge system, just not glued the pegs together so I could just open it up and throw someone in that cavity. But no, it's just closed off. I don't know. This thing's a little disappointing, but I know Josh might want it, so we'll work something out. And send it his way.
We did happen to talk about Trideron in the Discord.
We did. Yeah.
You weren't there.
Wait, really?
No, actually you might have. I don't know. I just remember someone else chiming in with a photo of Figure Arts Trideron, which I forgot existed.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I think I started it. I said, anyone know how the DX Trideron scales with Shodo? The candy toy one is too small. I think that's how everyone started talking about it. But then I did,
unless there were two different conversations, because I didn't see that part.
Oh, okay.
This was more recently.
I said something. I was here. Yeah, it was last Thursday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, regardless.
Yeah. So Peacemaker 2448 once again. He showed off his Figure Arts Trideron with Shodo. How do you think that looks? Like, I don't do cars too much. This, honestly though, it kind of looks a little too big.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's about the same thing that I said about motorcycles. Like, I don't know, that looks pretty good.
Okay, I mean, like,
it's like if you were put a 4-inch figure next to it, like they did, it's like, okay, yeah, I can see that being the scale.
Mm-hmm. Like, for me, it's not much like. It's more that I kind of want one to fit a figure in it, so I could just do it around the anything, anywhere, because, like, just play around with it. Like, I want it to be a playable thing.
I feel like they must have made it so you could do that with the Figure Arts one, because it's Figure Arts.
Yeah, that's why part of me thinks, oh, maybe this is too big for Shodo. I don't know. To me, it looks a bit big. and the Soto figure that he put it with, which if you would like to see, come and join us over at the Candy Toy Corner Discord. Yeah, but if you want, he looks like a child standing next to it, which to me is indicative of, almost there. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe the DX one would work. If any one of our listeners owns the DX one, let us know. Tell us how they sort of scale, because I'm interested.
Oh, the DX one?
Yeah.
I feel like it would probably be pretty similar since they're going for the same figure scale, the same 6-inch scale.
But the thing
all I know about the DX one is that the driver's seat is inaccurate because it's just like a hole in the center that you put the figure into.
Yeah, it only seats one, so that makes me wonder if, like, was the entire car squished down and there's only room for one seat, so maybe it's possibly 4-inch scale. Like, really, I just need room for 2 figures, Drive and Guy. That's it.
You're making the right choice there.
That's correct. Yeah, it's really the only choice for passenger.
Yeah, I mean they didn't make a Kiriko figure, so
that's true. Yeah.
With the reason that I was recommending the DX one, partially because I also forgot the Figure Arts actually made one. It's also because it's probably a little bit more affordable than like a Figure Arts kind of replica.
I would probably agree with that, honestly. Like, even the Revulgari, that was $20. I mean, granted, shipping was insane, like really insane, but it was a really good price. It's an older thing. Like, no one's really checking on those, those older DX items. And honestly, I might as well. I'm on Mandarake right now. I could look it up, see what we got, try it around.
I don't know what Mandarake prices are like, but whenever I see like Drive figures like on Amazon or eBay, they seem to always be pretty cheap, even these many years later.
I mean, I'll accept the mock driver. I always see that for insane prices. So the only
you know what? I think the figure of mock also occasionally fluctuates in price.
Yeah,
it's just the character.
Yeah, I guess so. Which, that's fine. Okay. Oh my god. No, that's impossible. Am I seeing this right?
Search your feelings.
You know it to be true. Dude, this is 1,200 yen.
Wait, is that 120? What?
1,200 yen. $12.
$12?
12-ish dollars. I mean, the exchange rate's pretty good for Americans, so less than $12. You can get this for less than $12. I have a feeling the shipping won't be as bad as the Revulgari, but it still might cost a pretty penny just because this is a larger item. But like $12, I got to do a little bit more research. Obviously, bless you.
And that research includes seeing if that shop has a Bibble Gates.
No. Honestly, I have a lot saved up in the Sahara shop that I do kind of want to eventually pick up. Like, I've been building a cart there. So yeah, I'm there's a lot of stuff in here I really want. I might as well pull the trigger like really soon, because like this honestly may have just made my order. I do want to know how big this is, because I don't want to do another one of those really huge purchases, because like that was insane. I'll probably cool it for a bit, but man, this episode's gonna go live. You guys are gonna know about it. It's up on Mandarake. If you want to get it, get it. But yeah, man. Maybe I'll delay this episode. I don't know. We'll see. I do have another episode to put out before this, so who knows? At the time of this recording, it is up on Mononoke for 1,200 yen, basically $12, less than $12. Shipping is going to be kind of big, so be aware, but come on. Come on! Are you kidding me?
That's insane. Incredible. I didn't think it would be that cheap.
Yeah, I agree. And like I'm looking around, I'm trying to see. Yeah, okay, it's open and used, package damaged, but package damaged from Mandarake usually means like someone looked at it funny, and that's as damaged as it got. Dang, man. Dang, man. You're kidding me. I gotta check the scale on this. I really have to check the scale on this before I bite the bullet.
I can assure you, if you look for a review of SH Figuarts Trideron, you will probably immediately see comparison images.
Yeah. But then again, like it's really tough trying to go back, like work backwards and do that math, because like in my mind you have to go, okay, reference image with the actual suit with the actual Trideron. Then you take a reference image using Peacemaker's image plus a Figuarts with a DX release, and then compare. That's like 3 different lines of you know, just scale that I gotta deal with suddenly. So I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna work, but I'm gonna put the work in and try to figure this out, because this is a heckin' good deal. Man, that is insane. How do you sell that for only 12? What? I want this.
So, we're talking about vehicles and scale. We've definitely talked about both these things fairly recently, probably within the last few episodes. Something that you might consider for your Shodo collection if you want something that's supposed to be the actual scale is the DX Time Machine and DX Breaking Mammoth.
Yeah. Please talk about that a little more. If you guys either have forgotten or are just tuning in, go ahead.
Yeah, so just to kind of reiterate what I was only half remembering last time, I tried to do a little quick math just to see, like, okay, what does the official website say that this thing is supposed to be in terms of height, and how does that compare to the Shodo figure? How does that compare to the DX figure? And my conclusion was, okay, both of these probably still a little bit short if you're getting the DX one for the Shodo, but it's close enough. It's the biggest one you're going to find.
That's fair. Like, man, I'm of two minds here in terms of that, because, like, on one hand, I'm buying these DX items, or at least looking at these DX items as scaled solutions for these figures, but Shodo already made one, and they got further in the line than the DX toys did, at least in the case of the Tide Majins. So I don't know. I'm inclined to keep mine for now, especially since there is no WAS version, and there will never be an Aqua version. But if there was, the only avenue that would ever be available in would be the Shodo version. I guarantee you. That's the only way that would ever see the light of day. So I don't know. I think in that instance, I'd probably stick with the Tide Majins, but then again, Breaking Mammoth, like, I feel like the satellite version is way bigger than whatever version flies to the ground, so I wouldn't mind having, like, a mass shifted version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, one for mech, one for satellite. I think that might work.
Absolutely. And, a benefit of having the Time Machine, if this is the way your collection works, you have many more options for alternate heads.
Yeah, that's true. Especially since every one of the... You said the DX one, right?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, I'm referring to the DX when I say you have many more options for heads.
Yeah, because, like, I think both the Candy Toy and Gashapon ones are the ones that don't turn the face.
Yeah.
And I had I never would have bought them anyway, but, like, any inclination I would have had of getting the Candy Toy ones went away the moment they didn't turn. But then I realized that they work perfectly in the DX toy as a blank head. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I guess there's a reason for these to exist. So yeah, that is another thing going in their corner. And you have your standard things for DX stuff. Like you got your solid chunky robot mecha. The key thing here with like the Trideron and Revolgari and even the Hardboilder, those are vehicles. You don't necessarily need them to have articulation, but there's such a stark contrast between the articulation available in those robots. Another thing I'm interested in checking is that I think Ghost had the Gon Action toy line for their candy toys, and in conjunction they had released the motorcycle that combines with like the ship thing, the iguana thing.
Captain Ghost.
What was that? Gon Ghost, not Action.
It was called Captain Ghost.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what scale that is. It was shown riding one. I'm not sure if even that worked out. Even the Forze stuff from its candy toy line, it had the bike, which was kind of tiny, and it had the yellow thing. What is it called? Like the sort of launch bay dude. I forgot what it was called, but like the huge mecha.
Power Dizer.
Power Dizer. That is very undersized. So even the things that are meant for those toy lines don't always fit. I'd say some of the best fitting ones that I've seen are the O's candy toy lines ride vendor that actually does turn into the vending machine. My friend Willie J. Coe, he has it. He got it for his shodo-O's figure, and it works perfectly. And I'm sure it would work perfectly for a shodo-O's figure as well. I do wonder, like, this is just listing stuff I haven't gotten in hand yet, but I hope this one works. The Arms Action Gaim candy toy bikes, which were released as part of like the EX Mechanics line or the EX line for them. There was the Sakura one and the Rose one for Baron. I don't know. There are limitations to what we have with Soto, what we have with Shodo, but they can be filled in with other toy lines, and I think it all works out. Even Chronicle Den-O. Obviously, you're not getting an entire Den liner, but you can get the SIC Kiwami Tamashi Den liner set. That would obviously work in scale because SIC is perfectly in scale with SIC Kiwami Tamashi is perfectly in scale with Soto Chronicle. Let's see. No Denbird though. I don't know where I'd get a Denbird. Another thing that I think would scale well. I recently got the Decade candy toy figure, and he is just about, if not like a smidge smaller. Not even like the size difference of Shoto and Soto, but like I think he just strikes a good balance in between. So much so that I'd lean it more towards Soto. But he is about that same height, and all of his figures would turn into those weapons, and those would technically be in scale. So that would be fine.
I just realized, so they made a blade. Does it come with the... This is going to sound very confusing. Does Blade come with his signature sword, not the sword he turns into?
I'm not sure, but part of me thinks so, because that sword was necessary for the combination, or for the transformation. Like, you have to put it between his legs in order to finish it. So I think it should.
Because of AI-05, I've been thinking about, okay, how can I arm every rider armor from Geo with a weapon? And Blade is the only one that I haven't been sure about, and I just realized...
Be careful, though, because they have a different connection system with their hands. They just have, like, a squarish cutout to just sort of fit things in the side of the hand rather than, like, a peg at the top and the bottom.
Is this like... this must be kind of like... It's like an open hand that you just kind of push things into?
Yes. Yeah. So
okay, so that's kind of like the old Candy Toy Deno figure that I have.
Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, you could snip it and then shave it down into like a peg sort of thing. But who wants to do that? Who wants to do that?
I was going to say, alternatively, I could probably just wait for Shodo to release its blade and see what I can do with that.
Yeah, that's true. Or, just sort of... Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you want to do. You could take the crappy Motion Revive one, because that one's not good.
So why would I want it?
So that you can cut it up. Like, I'm only comfortable cutting up items if they're not that great, and then I can like make them better or add value to them. That's just my mentality.
I can confirm from having done this with Motion Revive that those weapons can't be painted.
They can't be what?
They can't be painted.
Oh, interesting. Right,
like
because
once it's so once you once it gets bent a little bit, then it just kind of starts chipping off.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I do have a ghost weapon sorted out though, because I ended up going for an X-Aid wave.
But what are you gonna do when you complete X-Aid and you have a X-Aid ghost and he doesn't have a weapon anymore? What are you gonna do?
You're saying I could actually complete X-Aid?
I'm sure you can. Honestly, like, with a little bit of diligence.
Probably.
I shouldn't say this because the order hasn't gone through yet and I'm still waiting on confirmation, and this might jinx it. But I found the Candy Toy O's line from his year, and I was able to put it into 2 different orders on Mandarake. If it all goes through, I should have all of them. Hopefully.
Ooh.
Yeah, they went up recently, and I've been waiting to pull the trigger on them, and I finally did last night. So keep that in mind as well.
Speaking of that X-Aid set, I just wanted to mention this. Because we've been talking about vehicles, I've just been looking at Laser here, which comes in that wave. I guess if you were collecting all of X-Aid, you could consider this like the dedicated vehicle of Laser, because I didn't know this going into it. Apparently, this was not just like a straight reissue of Laser. Like, they actually made a small change, which is that...
Was it the eyes?
Well, it was the alternate stickers with the black visor. If you get the reference, then you get the reference. But also the Chibi level 1 head is made slightly smaller to make it a little bit more proportional for the bike mode.
Oh, that's dope.
And it also doesn't have any eyes for that, so you kind of only can use that for the motorcycle or the, what would you call it, his bipedal forms or whatever. Yeah. So it's like this specific variation of the head kind of makes it so you can only use this for certain things.
Okay.
So it might as well be it might as well just be this is the one that stays in level 2.
Okay, that's fair. Like, Shodo X-Aid is where I'm missing a lot of my information. So I am just like sort of interested in how far they were going back then. But yeah, I know, like, they went pretty ham on Gaim and O's, even Forze, so I can't imagine any of these lines would be any different.
Yeah. Also, this having Ghost Gamer actually makes me it gives me a better idea of where Soda was with X8 figures. Turns out pretty darn close to where they are now. It's like, for some reason, wow. I kept thinking Dai Soto X8 was where they added things like hip swivels, but no, that's right here. It's just the waist swivel that's missing.
Yeah, nice. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I'm looking at the Mandarake page for the DX Trideron. Sorry to like throw you off track, but like it's giving shipping estimates, and the lowest shipping available is 5,000 yen, which is basically $50. So yeah, I mean EMS is only 200 yen more, so $52. So that's not insane. Because like my other one was 80, ended up being 80.
So does this mean you're going to have to go through the order process on the podcast?
No, I won't. I'm not doing this. I told you I already ordered the O's stuff with some extra things. I don't need to make this happen immediately. So it's not pressing. It's not a pressing issue. I'm not gonna pull the trigger. God, this is the worst. For
a second, I thought you said, "I'm not pressing the order button right this moment."
No. But yeah, cool. That was a neat discussion on scale and certain items. Like, and that's the other thing, though. I don't know yet if that's truly in scale. So this is really more of a beginning of the discussion, and I kind of want to see what you guys think. What other sort of scale solutions you guys have for certain items? And this all honestly stemmed from the Discord. So if you're interested in chatting with us, we're pretty active there. Go ahead. The link is in the description down below, or if you head to our Twitter, it's available there. And it's just a fun time talking candy toys. Like, I don't know. This candy toys are something I'm very passionate about, and it's awesome to just have a crew of people that want to chat about it, like, almost every day. So, yeah. Malunis, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we finish up this birthday celebration?
Well, Corey, we're getting Kamen Rider Birth. There's only so much from O's they have left. We may be able to wash this milk down with some water.
Or more kangaroo stuff, a bunch of other O's figures that they could have done with the other medals that got released with the CSM.
You know what? That's a win-win situation to me.
That is.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yep. Keep it juicy.
Shodo-x